I'm cool with it. A lot of y'all niggas acting like y'all know what to do with it. Like a stool pigeon. I been chillin' at the top. 5'8" with a 4'5". Nah, just working the plot. No curve with the shot, but I aim at the spot. Usain Bolt when I come out the blocks. Feelin' like a D-boy when I work in the clock. I ain't flicking the wrist. Wanna hate mine, but I been on
What's really good is your boy Jax. And we got Judell Rome, man.
Wow, what's happening, H-Town?
Yo, just let them know who you are. Like, introduce yourself.
Man, I go by Judell Rome, birth name. Originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I lived there for 13 years. Moved from there before Hurricane Katrina, and I've been in Houston ever since. Been moving around, stayed in 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Southwest, South Pasadena, and I'm currently on the Southeast side right now in my casa studio. So that's how I go down.
You basically say you from Houston now, huh?
Pretty much, man. Baton Rouge raised me, Houston made me, dog. That's what it is.
That's what you go by. That's what you signify.
Most definitely.
Now, man, I ain't gonna lie. Now, I became a fan quick listening to your music, man. And I know recently you just dropped NCS, which is what stands for
No Call, No Show.
No Call, No Show
out now.
Yeah, man. So what inspired the name for that?
It was mainly because, you know, through just this whole creative process and trying to put yourself out there as an artist, it's hard to network and connect with certain people and even have to maintain a relationship. I think that's the most important part about trying to put yourself out there musically. But, you know, those No Call, No Shows, you know, people that said it was going to be there and they wasn't. So it wasn't technically a diss or an outlash, but it was kind of a moment where I recognized everybody not going to be down with you when they say they are.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all about it's all about you and how hard you're willing to put yourself out there. So whenever I'm moving up and I'm trying to climb this Jacob's ladder of success, I want to get out there and do it myself, you know, and they don't show up whenever you need them. So as I'm progressing, it's a lot of missed calls.
Yeah.
You know, and whenever I needed them there, it was a no call, no show.
Right. That's pretty dope, man. And I feel you on that too. And I got to a point in my life where I felt like, you know, if you don't do it yourself, nobody's gonna want to help you do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to show initiative for somebody to support it, because like I guess once somebody believes in you, and that's more powerful than people that just supporting you. You know what I mean?
It is.
If somebody believes in you, but that's dope. So, I mean, like I said, I've been through a large body of your work already from your SoundCloud. You can tell people where your SoundCloud is at.
SoundCloud, it goes by Judell Rome. Pretty much everything you can find me on social media is Judell Rome. It's a really uncommon name. So, on my website, JudellRome.com, Instagram, Judell Rome, Twitter, Judell Rome, SoundCloud, Judell Rome. I'm there.
Yeah.
My full spread of the project is up there, and it was actually... it was a write-up done on it by a cat that I linked up with early on in the year because he discovered my music. So did a write-up on my tape, and so right now it's trending in other cities, and you know, just trying to really get myself out there. So Judell Rome.
Well, out of all that, like, what's your favorite song that you put out so far?
My favorite song? In general? In general?
Just period. Not off the album.
Man. It's not even on the album. It's actually on a project that I worked on. I've been working on for probably the last 4 years.
Wow.
And I thought I was going to release it early on this year. But things happen. And a lot of my direction in music comes from emotion, how I'm feeling at that point of time, because I feel like if it isn't forced, it's going to be natural and sincere.
Right.
So I put it off on hold because I felt like the world wasn't ready for it, or I didn't have a platform to put out that kind of music yet. So it's kind of like I'm saving that jewel. But my favorite song off of it is called Ascension, and the project is entitled Exile.
Yeah. And why Exile?
Oh man, Exile. It's a very strong term. If nobody knows what exile means, it's just pretty much detachment, being banned from where you originally was from.
Right.
But in that aspect, I feel like as a culture and as a people, we've been exiled from several things. And it's not just about where we came from, the motherland, but we were exiled just in society in general. So I call it exile because I want to bring attention to people and awareness that we still live on, quote unquote, the plantation.
Yeah.
And we've been exiled. So it's going to be a trilogy. I'm starting off with the exile, and then it's going to have a 3-part to it. But I want to start, as that's the genesis of this, this 3-tape saga that I'm working on. So
yeah, I like how you put that, the genesis, beginning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah. I feel the same way, man. Like the way like culture and society, American culture and American society, it feels like like you shouldn't have to work to be on a planet. You know what I'm saying? The planet is ours. You know
exactly.
what I mean? You really have to work to live. If you don't, you'll die.
You have to, man. And it's unfortunate we have to conform to the structure of society.
Right.
And a lot of it is dealt with ignorance.
Yeah.
So we've really been subjugated in a situation that is really out of our control.
Right.
So a lot of our responses are outlashes. It may be sincere, but it's still out of ignorance because we don't know the source of how that whole problem conspired.
If you don't know, in order to fix anything or make a solution to anything, you definitely have to know the cause of it.
Always. 100.
You got to pull it by the root, man.
That's what it is.
You got to pull it by the root. You can't just focus on what's happening to you at the time. You got to focus on why it's happening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I'm a fan, and I
appreciate it, man.
I put you in like the category, like, cause like you're an indie artist, you know what I mean? But you're a complete artist, and the way I say that is because for one, you got a website. Anybody that wants to know about you, they can just come straight to your website, get all your information from that website.
That's real.
There's a lot of artists that don't have anything. They just got a SoundCloud or a YouTube.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You got visuals, you got music videos.
Straight up.
Y'all got to check them out. They dope.
Got to.
You got a catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just like 5 songs or 1 hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if a label wanted to pick you up, and I know it's kind of stressful trying to do that type of situation.
Yeah.
Because then again, you've been put in the slave category.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if a label decided to pick you up, they wouldn't have to work too hard. You know what
Not
I'm saying?
at all.
And that's the dopeness about you. Getting to your videos, like I was talking about before, that Prohibition video was dope. I see what you did with it. Just being a video director myself.
Yeah.
How you just went on vacation and you captured all that information on a GoPro, and you put it together so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I just want
absolutely.
to say I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Can you tell people about how you got that done?
So Prohibition is it's a track off of No Call No Show.
Yeah.
Go get that. I actually filmed that video a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't supposed to go to Panama, Florida.
Right.
But I had some friends at the time. They were like, dude, you got to go out there. And it was the same time of South by Southwest.
Yeah.
So it was a hard decision for me.
Right.
So I was like, man, look, I just need to get away. It'll be a dope idea to just, put that on film, that whole experience. So, man, I got out there and it was a bliss, man. It was really, it was fun, but it was truly an experience because that was really my first time ever going out amongst thousands of people and interacting and promoting myself. But the whole video or the visual aspect of it was me on the beach, first person, getting my experiences on film for the first time. So everything was a first take, and I filmed all of it myself and also cut and edited the song, the whole song and video.
Most definitely. I got from the song Prohibition that through the struggles, it feels like we have to resort to like alcohol and drugs to get through rough times. It's sort of like to get away from the pain.
Absolutely. It's an irony of it because although we use these things to get through society, not really as crutches, but an individual can be in a situation to where he or she may seem like there is no way getting out, and then we have these outlets that make you feel like you were just out of body.
Right.
There's there's an alchemy behind that whole concept of alcohol, but it was banned from us from a while. So it's amazing that a substance that was legal to society wasn't even allowed or permitted to African Americans.
Right.
So it was our way of saying that, hey, we're going to be free to express ourselves in all aspects, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, most definitely. Man, you're really lyrical, you know what I'm saying? And I guess you could say some of the new artists that have come out aren't as lyrical and don't have too much substance. How do you feel about today's hip hop and the newer artists that are coming out, and I'm omitting like Kendrick and J. Cole, Jay Electronic. I know he ain't come out with no music, but Jay Electronic, all the lyrical people that have substance, but just that party rap. Like, how do you feel about it?
Man, it's a mixture of emotions, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because me being so sincere to my craft, I'm the type of person where I feel like if you feel like you want to put out something that's going to be your product, I feel like you should have some meaning behind it, because music, a lot of people don't know, music is the highest form of what they call magic.
Yeah.
That's why music is a very big influence on life. When you put that song in, you feel some type of way. Right. It's the vibrations, it's the waves that's coming out through that music. So I feel like first and foremost, you should be conscious on what you put out there. Secondly, you should do it because you sincerely believe that this is something that I want to put out there for the people. Yeah. So the music today, man, it's a gumbo, and I can't really give my personal opinion of what I feel about it without somebody saying like, I'm being judgmental. Yeah. But since we are talking in my personal view of it, I feel like a lot of it is misleading and it's not real.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I feel like there are some sincere artists that's really about their craft, but the majority, and you hear the majority rules all.
Yeah. I think I forgot where I saw this at, but it was one of those top 10. You click on a link, rappers who aren't about that life. And it was surprising, some of the rappers that was up there. Of course, they had like Drake, they had like Tiger, I didn't never heard about this rapper called, but his name's Stitches. You heard of him?
Nah, I never heard of him.
Yeah, it's a white dude, man, but he's just really crazy on his songs. Mm-hmm. After I saw that, I had to go check it out. Slim Jesus, of course. Just the rappers up there that, they just paint a picture just because they think that's what's popular.
Yeah.
Everybody's just going with the flow.
Well, definitely.
And that's what I like about your music. It's just, don't get me wrong, it sounds really good to where, like, if I didn't listen to the lyrics, I could vibe with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like old school hip hop where it's just like, we weren't really compared to the beats. We were just going straight lyrics.
Right.
This is like all around greatness. It's like, if I feel like listening to the lyrics, I'm still gonna get some substance.
Still gonna jam it.
And if I don't, I'm still gonna be riding down the street like cruising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that chill, laid back music. You know what I'm saying? But then you got that hype music with it as well. It's like you hit all different aspects of it. And like I said, I follow you. Like I said, I'm a fan. I follow you on social media, and I see you work out a lot.
Yeah, man. I be on my own zone, bro. Yeah, a lot of people don't know because I don't really put it out there. It's something I really do for myself. Yeah. But I be in the gym, bro.
So what when you're in the gym, what's your playlist though? Like
my playlist. Oh man, my music. Nah, I listen to everything, man. And believe it or not, I listen to music with a slower rhythm. So I listen to Bob Marley.
Okay.
Because the rhythm of music moves at your heartbeat. So whatever you listening to, your heart starts to beat at that rhythm. So when you're working out, you want to keep your heart rate down.
Yeah. So
I listen to slower tunes and just vibe out. That way I get a better workout, man.
I never heard that before, man.
Yeah, man. It's a lot out there, man. And I'm a research head, man. I'm always studying, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. About that too, like I know it's not just about the workout though. It's about what you eat. Like,
oh yeah.
So what do you do different? Like what do you eat? That's the hard part.
Oh man. Shout out to my girl Aja, bro. Curly Sue on Instagram, man. She's like the food guru. So that's been one of my friends since high school, and lately she's been helping me out like you are, and other people, and she put me on game about food. Right. So in these past few months I've been more health conscious because I feel like the start of growth comes within, so if you aren't conscious of your health, then, or if you aren't conscious of things you're eating, then your brain can't process versus you being on some things that's healthy. So it all works together. So you can't have health, or you can't have fitness without health, and vice versa.
And I swear, this morning when I woke up, the first thing I saw on Facebook. Yeah, I'm a social media head, but the first thing I saw on Facebook was about the canned goods, man. Like on the inside of the canned goods, I guess they use this thing for a lining. It's supposed to be like it ends up making it like a slippery so that all your food comes out and it protects it from the metal. But it has like a BPA in it, which is like they use that same drug in estrogen pills.
Wow.
So if you think about it, if you eat canned goods, or and a lot of people eat canned goods.
Wow.
My mom can make some canned green beans taste like they came out the stock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up.
And using canned tomatoes, all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like if you think about it, people are estrogen is what makes men gain weight in certain areas that they don't usually gain weight in. And it's just crazy how like you have to be so conscious about what you eat, to where your body can produce, because your brain needs food too, your body, your organs, they need food to heal themselves. I think that's why people get so much cancer, because their body's not eating enough food to take care of itself.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. So talking about the healthy food, I did notice on Black Sun you had the Captain Crunch, man.
I did, man. Oh, bro.
What's your favorite cereal? Is it Captain Crunch?
Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about me, man, is I'm not patient, man, and I go in that Captain Crunch, scratch the whole roof of my mouth up, man. You gotta let the milk settle in that thing for a little bit.
I be just raw with it, man. I just go. It don't really bother me. I be eating it so much.
Yeah.
It be so good.
Yeah.
That sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't have it all the time, man. Whenever I need to just splurge and just enjoy myself, I have some cereal.
It wouldn't be life without a little bit of splurge.
Yeah.
I think I forgot where I was reading. Oh yeah, cocaine and sugar are like one molecule off.
Oh yeah.
You heard that too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, researching geeks, right?
Yeah, man. I think Will Smith said it in a movie, kind of real sly. I forget what movie he said, but he was like, "Yeah, one of the number one killers on the planet is sugar."
Yeah.
And it was real subtle, movies do that.
Right.
But people always dropping knowledge about health and conscious stuff. But you got to be a conscious individual to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And
because that stuff will slip right through your fingers.
It'll go. That's all part of the matrix, know. Yeah. So yeah.
Kimbo Slice and Muhammad Ali both died in literally the same week, man. Like, what's your take on, first off, Kimbo Slice? Like, what did he do for you? I know, like, you're in that era where Kimbo Slice was coming up.
Right.
How did he make you feel when he first came out?
Man, first and foremost, my heart goes out to the families. Yeah. But for Kimbo, when I found out, I wasn't too surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know how the whole UFC lifestyle, man, or just sports in general, when you're working and you putting your bodies through those conditions, the body, it wasn't designed to take beating.
Right.
So it doesn't come as a surprise that you hear that a lot of athletes, they pass on at a younger age because you're putting your body through so much stress.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, the body itself, or the skin, is the largest organism. So when you just constantly breaking down on your body, man, things tend to happen.
Yeah.
And most of their health issues, well, from my understanding of Ali, his health issues came from boxing. Right. A lot of head contusions and blows to the head. So, I mean, the brain is delicate, but I mean, who knows? It could not have been a health situation. It could have been something dealing emotionally, but we just never really know.
Yeah.
But it was sad to hear about the passing. And it goes back to me saying, when you start to focus on yourself, becoming more health conscious, and it's not even about health, but it starts there.
Yeah.
You need to operate healthy. Everything about you need to be healthy and functional, to where you can discern certain things that's going on in society and say that, hey, really, I'm watching this TV on, the news is always on, 90% of it is negative, it's bad, it's feeding into that lower energy. It's feeding into your subconscious.
Right.
And you get to a point where now I got to ride around with my head over my shoulder because Fox News said that. Yeah. Or such and such said that, the crime rate is such and such high.
Yeah.
I mean, where I'm at, they said that this area was bad statistically. Now they said this is the area where you should watch out. But when I'm all night out, on the balcony, and I'm chilling, man, it's quiet.
Yeah.
You don't hear nothing. I guess every so often, but it's then again, where you getting the sources of your information from?
Right.
You getting it from the news, man. A lot of things on the news just opinionated. That's not live news feed. because before it gets fed to you, it goes to this whole database. They pick out certain things that they want you to see, and they can manipulate you with words and colors, and just how expressive they are and the actions of their emotions, and you naturally, because you seeing this, you feel the same way. It's all about that connection. They get to your innermost part of you in order to manipulate you, and then it's a constant cycle. So that's why everywhere you see a fast food restaurant, we know fast food bad. We know you don't really need to be eating that stuff, but that's where we go, man. Whatever you eat, man, food is life. How you eat is how you live. So if you eating something that's in a brown paper bag, then that's how your body is gonna be, receiving. Like, well, I'm getting this food out of this paper bag, or getting it from the earth. Getting your different colors of foods. Things that's gonna feed into your biomagnetosphere. And your nutrition, and allows you to think with a rational mind, and to be sharp and intuitive, and be able to be just tap into so many things, into a higher level of consciousness, and able to what they the ancient chemists called the meta-nature, the language, the unspoken language, to connect with people without even talking, because actually talking is probably one of the lowest forms of communication, one of the most primitive, because everything else connects through sonar or energy, or sounds and tones. They don't talk like we do, but we've been subjugated just as people. Let's just say African Americans. We was taken from a place to another place, but that place didn't take our culture. It didn't take our spirituality. It didn't take our just everything about us. It didn't take our culture with us. All it took was chains and just the worst of the worst. And we was in conditions that people aren't aware of to this day. A lot of a few people I know, they don't believe that they are an extension from Africa. That's the motherland. How do you think you got your melanin, your skin color? Why you think they treat you the way they do? And why it's so hard to go back? So those are certain questions that I'm constantly researching, and my thoughts are consumed around things that actually matter. And the fact of the matter is that we live on a large plantation. United States of America is now called the United States. Nobody's aware of this because it's a corporation. So we are just stock. When a woman is in labor, she's in labor. What does labor mean? It means work. When that labor and that work is, when she's given her labor, she has to see the doctor. She has to doc and give her child over to the doctor so he can inspect it, to make sure this child is ready for labor. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to issue a birth certificate and a social security card. So now you're a debt to my society, and now you're branded. That's the mark of the beast. That's what we walk around. We walk around with a tag on our head, because they kill a lot of African American boys out there because, man, they work money. We know we work more dead than alive. You seen that with Michael Jackson. You see what his pops did. Man, he making royalties. And if you know anything about royalties, man, artists, us individual artists, when you get in that stuff, make your original music. Make your original, so you can be lucrative, and you can put that money in places to where it can make you money. Even when you're not touching it. Every time you get in a spin, you get money. A few hits. So it's all about getting the true and the bulkness of the information that's come around. And the thing about life, you should question absolutely everything. You should question why you walk the way you do. My homie Kendrick Lamar, man, that's my biggest idol, dude. Because I respect him. I see a lot of myself in him, and the things that he talk about, the things that consume his thoughts, I feel like it consumes mine. So when you're in those situations, you can't help but rise up above the trend. You have to go out and speak about love and compassion, and bringing these two rival gangs or rival tribes together, to create a land of prosperity, but once we get past that little ego, then we can rise up. Because everything starts from thought. Whatever you create is thought. So, and you just look around, everything you see is from somebody thinking about it and creating it. In that essence, that's what they consider God. If I can think it, and then I can create it. Power of the tongue, whatever you speak, it comes to existence. So you got to be careful of the things that you say to people, and even thought how you thinking to yourself. If you're constantly playing a tune in your head that you never gonna be nothing, then you ain't gonna be nothing.
Nothing.
But if you say I'm gonna be that person, I'm gonna be that individual, and you constantly thinking about it and it's consuming your thoughts, it's around and you hang it up for influence. You know, I got Bob Marley up here because I feel like one day I hope to touch the world like he did. You know, musically or spiritually. That's really what it's about. Rasta Man vibrations. You know, we all about vibrations. You know, I didn't create this stuff. You know, people before me was already on it. They was just trying to get it to the world, so people couldn't understand why they connected with these people the way they did emotionally, because emotion is spirit, emotion is energy. You know, so what do you call a person without emotion? No spirit, no energy.
I've read some stuff about the pyramids, and it's gonna sound a little bit far-fetched to a lot of people, of course, because most stuff is, you know what I'm saying? But if you look at the pyramids and inside of the cave paintings, you'll always see a giant person, like tall, and then you'll see short people.
Short people.
And if you go back to if you read the Bible, I read the Bible. Even the I forgot what they call it. It's the books that were omitted. Those books have, like, I guess for some reason they were taken out of the Bible, like the book of Enoch, which is like Ethiopian. That's the Ethiopian Bible. You know, they study out of that, but they took it out in the King James era. You know, they omitted some things. Of course, like angels. You know, angels. I don't know what they were called back then or what they really were. You know, winged animals. I mean, winged humans. You know what I'm saying? The wings could depict that they were flying. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't know how to show it without putting wings, because what's the only animals and creatures that fly are birds, and they have wings. So they'll be like, well, we'll just put wings on them, because even though they're flying, you know, they might not have wings in our perspective. You know, and knowing stuff now, but back then that's the only way they could depict it. Angels, I guess they made it with humans. And the offspring were giants, or the Nephilim. And they said that's who built the pyramids, the giants. That's
interesting. I got a different aspect too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I've heard of that, and a lot of people haven't heard that. The sizes of those people on the pyramids was actual, like the sizes, you know, the small and then the giants, but the height differentiation was mainly affected by the level of consciousness. So those who grew tall and grew, they was able to tap into those higher levels of spirituality. You know, and they grew in size. Like the elongated heads that you would see. That was actually a pineal gland. They said it was the pineal gland growing. You know, because we are too focused in the physical. So when we see something that's morphed and it isn't looking like us, we automatically call it alien or whatever. What if we are the aliens and everybody else are regular?
I was gonna get to that too.
You know, so
because like, did we? I don't know if we talked about 6,000 years ago was when all the major civilizations grew, but they're finding like skeletons and like older than that, 10,000, 15,000.
How about go millions?
Millions. You know,
millions.
So imagine an alien civilization came down, and they blended DNA with us to make our brains in tune. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we start getting the knowledge of, we can build these things, we can do this stuff, we can make these civilizations. Because all around the world, 6,000 years ago, that's when all the major civilizations
just came up. It seemed like somebody was like, y'all just not getting it. Let me land here, drop this off for y'all, then boom, we just go.
Right. With the DNA, the DNA mixture, and that's where everybody's getting. I am like, what if there was a creator? You know, I'm just speaking. What if there's a creator that he has no control over your life, but he created you?
Or she did.
Or she, and left. Like you said. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
I'm just thinking.
No, you own it, man. You own it, man.
So that's how I feel like, you know, like I said, like this earth is old. I think we as a species are old, and I feel like you know, we are part of this earth, but I also feel like there had to be some sort of knowledge exchange, because if you said it's millions of years old and there was no civilization for 46,000 years, there had to be some type of catastrophic or amazing event to happen in order for us to move on to that next level.
And it's one thing they can confirm, that if you don't want to call it extraterrestrial or alien, then what built the pyramids? If they can't figure out at this moment in time, you can say it wasn't from this earth that whatever built this pyramid.
It's lined up with the stars.
It's lined up with the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
And then like certain pyramids lined with the Orion's belt.
Right.
You know, like what? Who? Like what? Y'all was in space already?
Right.
Y'all said the space age had started some years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, these people, this documents of runways or some stuff, things like runways.
Yeah.
Man, I thought it's not our own. It's from our ancestors.
Right.
We are the first of our kind.
Right.
Technically, we're not even really African.
Yeah.
We are new species.
Yeah.
That's why we so loose and untamed and just amazing. We are beautiful creatures because we have no limitations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, anything is possible, and we show that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we're able, you know, all the technology. You remember 10 years ago, cell phones were black and white.
Come on. Just.
Well, not 10 years. I'll say about 15.
About 15, 20, 15. Not too long ago, because I remember in high school, I had a little Nokia playing that snake game on it, and my screen was black and white. Yeah, high school, because, look, man, the struggle is real, but that was, I needed some communication.
Right.
But, yeah, not too long ago, black and white TV, when I grew up in my room until the age of 11 and 12, I had a black and white TV in my room. Yeah.
Big old CRT TV.
Just in there.
Your mom had that, like, I can't lift this up. Can you do it? You gotta get 5 people from the neighborhood. And that digital, that analog is better than our digital world. Right.
You know, it does less on your subconscious.
Yeah.
But like, you know, TVs and man, it's every aspect of life that's manipulated to keep people going to the malls and the fast foods and watching such mundane, repetitive things to where they never grow. And they constantly bickering and arguing about the same situations that, look, you caught in the matrix. Get out of the matrix. So when you out of the matrix, you literally have to suspend all thought and all understanding or teaching that you was taught previously and be self-taught.
It's lonely too, man.
It's lonely. It's lonely at the top, but the wind blows fine, man. Big crit, man. Like, you gonna catch a breeze up there.
Yeah. When you was talking about like the God process, about you being God, people being God, it reminded me of David Banner, man. And it's just crazy how.
Shout out to David Banner for dropping knowledge.
Dope, man.
It's dope, man.
But he came from where he came from, and now he's just learning new stuff and just getting it out there.
Yeah,
man.
we all have the ability to do what he's doing in different aspects. You don't have to be how he's doing it.
Right.
And what the God concept mean, but if God created us, that higher power created us, then aren't we an extension of our Creator?
Right.
So, Hove.
Yeah.
That's what Hova means. Jehovah, Yahweh, Heru, like whatever you want to call it. You know, we speak in the same language in the different languages.
Yeah.
It's all the same. And a lot of people, I use Jay-Z for example. Shout out to Jay-Z. I mean, he been calling himself a god for how long?
Right. He
just called himself Hove. A lot of people don't even know what Hove mean.
Right.
And what he do? He throw out the pyramid and puts it over the eye.
Yeah.
We know that means the third, you know, I ain't even gonna go there, but we know that higher level consciousness is out there.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to tap into it or not. And not be like, oh, 66. And I got to put that out there. This whole devilish thing and fear of the devil and hell. Look, man. 666, when people's like, oh, rockers are in, you know, they be into that because they know our knowledge. They know originally 666 is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons, the makeup of an atom. You know, when they put that in a satanic book and call it Satanism.
Yeah.
You know, so they plan everybody because the true knowledge of self is in the evil stuff. We don't see. When the last time you seen something run around here with a tail and some horns?
Never.
Never. 666 is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. The makeup of an atom. You know, so they plan everybody because the true knowledge of self is in the evil stuff. We don't see. When the last time you seen something run around here with a tail and some horns? Like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It's and that's driven through fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. If I can convince you that this is scary or not indigenous to your whole makeup, then you're gonna be in fear of it. You'll never find out who you truly are. You'll never find out that you God.
You notice, like, the black male is the one that's going to jail, and the female is being offered college scholarships, and they're able to go to college because a black woman that is doing better financially and career wise is going to be less likely to have a child. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're if you're like a doctor, or you're like a nurse, or or even if you're a pilot, whatever you do, you don't want to risk your job by having a baby, because you're out of your job for a certain amount of time after you have a baby, or during the baby you can't do certain things to your job, so they treat you a certain way. It makes if when you go to your job and your doctors and your boss is like, oh no, we can't have you working so many hours because you're pregnant, you're automatically looking at having a baby as a bad thing for you financially. And finances will really run everybody's life. It's like subconsciously everywhere you go is something trying to hold you back,
trying to control you.
Yeah, to keep your lineage going. You know. Yeah. Because eventually they're trying to exterminate.
Yeah, because people don't understand. They stop us from having kids, and then they kill us off.
Yeah.
I mean, put them together. If I can stop them from procreating and then pull all their strongest in systems such as sports, to where they under contracts, and then I can put the other strongest in prisons, and then leave the woman who creates life or create their life. I control them by being consciously more focused on a level of success and being established. And I'm not knocking a single woman for doing that, because it's beautiful, it's amazing. But then you come to a point where it's complications to have kids when you get older.
Right.
So who you gonna make babies with?
Right.
Oh, I can't, because I can't have them, or there really ain't no brothers out there. We know Atlanta is probably 10-1.
Yeah. But how you feel about material and and how it affects our people as a whole, like just material things and the flashy things that, you know, other artists and other rappers may portray or try to align themselves with, so they can feel like they are popular as well. Like, how do you feel about that?
I always like to take it back to the origins of everything, and I mean, if you look at gold and diamonds, it's just a mineral, and all those minerals, or those metals, precious metals, were originally for construction. It could have been for architecture. It can have been for electricity. You know, those things were just precious metals that we use as a benefit of self, not to financially gain something from somebody else. So, you know, when people are so fixated on these metals and this dollars, like, what's the worth of that? Right. It wasn't worth nothing until somebody said it had worth. But prior to that, people was using that as conductors and wearing gold to absorb a certain energy. And by the way, a lot of people don't know, but when you wear gold, one of the aspects of having gold on you is to gain a certain confidence on a spiritual level. Not the confidence that I can go make money, right? Because you're not making money.
Or that I have a certain class.
I have a certain class or a certain title, man. It's just all about ego at the end of the day. Like, why do you want that? Right. What type of fulfillment are you getting out of that? Like, what good is me to have all these watches and all of these cars and these boats? I'm one person. I can't roll in this all at one time. Right. I can probably take this boat or this watch that's worth $250,000 and disperse that to some lower deprived areas that I came out of, right, to build up. Because anybody can go back to your city where you came from and look at it. It looked the same how it did when you grew up. Why? Or worse. Because ain't no growth and no expansion, because the focus is not on what's important. And those are things that we're given in society, you know, and it molds us. You become a product of your environment. So if all, you know, me from being from Baton Rouge, like, all you see was a certain demographic, you know. So And it wasn't until I moved to Houston when I was like, yo, that's a such thing called Mexicans. I didn't know they had Mexicans.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right?
This is real. I never knew they existed on the planet. All I knew was a few whites and some Asians. That's it, man. And they keep us in these little pockets, in these bubbles. And you already know it's the crab in the bucket theory. You know, it's so close. We only top each other. So, you know, us, by nature, we get frustrated. We getting hot. The most killings are during the summer.
Right.
But during the summers when that energy, the kundalini of the earth and the kundalini in you start to rise because it's being activated by your God, that sun. The sun is our God. The sun gives life. It gives life. It makes stuff grow. It makes stuff move.
Right.
You don't want to go outside when, you know, what you gonna do at nighttime?
Right.
Nothing. You can't stay, you know.
Your
So
vision isn't made for nighttime.
it ain't made for nighttime, man.
Your body is designed to be out during the day.
During the day. It's all about the balance, man. And those rays. There's something about when you get that energy from the sun, it just does something to you. You know how people like, y'all need to go outside and get some sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it activates your melanin.
Gives you some vitamin D.
Give you some natural vitamin D. You can get vitamin D from just staring at the outside rays of the sun.
Right.
What? That blow people's mind.
Yeah.
It probably old information, but it's new to a majority.
Because like you said, like, you know, the school system doesn't teach what you need to know.
Nah.
It's gonna teach you what it wants you to know.
Exactly. And guess what it taught you? It taught you to be somewhere for 8 hours.
Yeah.
5 times a week.
Show up on time.
Show up on time.
Be in line and disciplined.
Well, what did that sound like?
Like a job.
A job. It's training you to work. It's training you to work.
Training you to be a slave.
A slave. A slave. And in Africa, we was men. We went through initiation of growth through at the age of 11 and 12.
Yeah.
But we spent 12 years of getting knowledge that keeps us dumb for the rest of our life.
Right.
You know, and that's all it is. I would just like to put facts out there.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't nobody.
Yeah, we ain't nobody special.
Nah.
Ain't nobody special.
Yeah.
But yeah. Man, I definitely appreciate you, bro.
Man, I say, my brother, I appreciate the opportunity to express some real, sincere, true thought that I feel like people are really needing to hear at this moment in time.
Right.
Because there's things that's going on, and we need to be much aware of it.
Yeah.
Man, all praises to the Most High with yourself. I'd like to give a shout out to my homie Ilya, my little brother Raydell, that's trying to get through this struggle. I want to give a shout out to my girl Aja. So many people. My homie Sean in Atlanta that helped me set up this whole platform that I'm at right now. Shout out to my homie Dex that's interviewing me right now for even considering this interview. It's much appreciated, man.
Sure,
man, and I hope we didn't leave nobody out, but you know, my whole family, anybody that's supportive. I'm kind of lost memory of names right now because I got issues, but shout out to everybody who supports some type of movement for the better, and anybody that's all my future supporters. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, I can be reached. You can find my music at JudellRome.com. I'm on Instagram, Judell Rome, Twitter, Judell Rome, Facebook, Judell Rome. No Call, No Shows is out now. Shout out to my team, Rebel Life. Shout out to Dex for having me on the show. And thank you for listening. Ashe.
The temperance movement, prohibition movement, that was really temperance and prohibition for somebody else.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
More drugs for my nerves.
Calm yourself, calm yourself. Fly like paper, get high like plane. Blow hydro, that's a hydroplane. Still maintain.